Hey guys, how's it going? Awesome. Okay, so that was Spank Thru by Nirvana. Super fun song to play. I had a lot of fun with this one. I've been meaning to do it for quite a while now, but due to some technical problems here and there, it's taken me several weeks, but I've finally managed to get it done, so yeah, I'm super chuffed about that. Now, this song is quite an old one now in terms of Nirvana songs. I think it goes way back to 1985, and I believe it was first featured on the Illiteracy Will Prevail demo tape by Kurt's short-lived band Fecal Matter. Awesome name. Yeah, and I think it's pretty significant in the fact that this song itself actually led to what would become the formation of eventually Nirvana. When Chris Novoselic, the eventual bass player for Nirvana, first heard this song, he was so impressed by it, he said to Kurt, "Hey man, let's start a band." I believe he later on said in an interview several years later that this was the first Nirvana song as well, so that's pretty cool. The song was performed at the band's first ever radio session in May of 1987, and that was at Evergreen State College in Olympia for KAOS-FM or Chaos FM, however you want to call it. And at the time, the band was actually calling themselves Skid Row, which is kind of random, I guess. Bit of an improvement on Fecal Matter, but I think Nirvana was probably the way to go, as like, you know, the best name they could come up with, I guess. At this particular time, they had Aaron Burkhart on the drums, and then obviously Chris Novoselic on the bass and Kurt Cobain on guitars and vocals. The song was then recorded by Jack Endino at Reciprocal Studios in January of 1988, and this was the band's first ever studio session. Then, not too long after that, several months later I think, they recorded the song once again by Jack Endino, again at Reciprocal, but this time they had Chad Channing on the drums. And I think this is a much better version of the song personally, in my opinion, and this is also the version of the song that ended up on the Sub Pop 200 compilations album as well, which was basically just a compilation of all the bands that were on Sub Pop and a way of like boosting awareness about the emerging grunge scene in Washington State. There are several different versions of the song, many of which are either home recordings or like live performances and stuff like that. But most notably for me at least, the version at Reading 1992 is probably my favourite, although this version I believe was tuned down by half a step. I think it's a pretty damn good version of the song. So yeah. My version of the song might not be 100% accurate to any of the versions that Kurt played, but I've been listening to quite a few different versions of it, and you know, some of the different ways he played it might have found their way into how I was doing it. How I was playing it was mostly based off of the Sub Pop 200 version, you know, recorded by Jack Endino at Reciprocal with Chad Channing on the drums. But like I said, I've been listening to several different versions, so you know, the way he was doing it in various other versions might have bled into how I was doing it for this. But either way, it's a super fun song to play, and I think it definitely demonstrates Kurt's sensibilities even early on in his musical career, you know, with his pop influences especially. With the intro to the song, that's definitely like, you know, a very poppy sounding kind of like intro to a song. Almost like a cheesy love song in a way, but then it definitely moves on to like a much heavier verse and choruses, and then a hectic guitar solo as well. So all the groundwork was done already. Like Kurt definitely had the foundations for what would become his sound eventually. Yeah, super fun song to play. So this is simply my version of how to play Spank Thru by Nirvana. Now, it may only be my interpretation, but I think, you know, whether it's 100% accurate or not, I don't think that really matters, because of course this is grunge, so, you know, it's more about kind of like feeling the song as opposed to like playing, you know, super accurate sort of like, you know, pentatonic solos and all that kind of thing. Either way, if it isn't 100% accurate, it will definitely set you in the right path and point you in the right direction of how to play the song. And that's what my channel was all about, is about helping people learn how to play the guitar. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. As I stated briefly earlier, I've had quite a lot of problems with my computer recently. You know, during editing and stuff like that, it will just crash halfway through and then delete everything I've done. So yeah, that's been kind of frustrating, but I believe I finally got it down and finally got that sorted out. So at least for now, anyway. I don't know, you know, what's going to happen next time I boot up the computer. It could completely fuck everything up again, but we shall see. If you have enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit like and subscribe and all those awesome things you guys always do. I'm going to try and get on top of this stuff and, you know, start doing songs more often again, but, you know, it all depends on how my computer behaves, I guess. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully it was helpful, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Peace.